Welcome to another edition of Fast Facts Live, the only trivia show that is also an IHSA top safety pick for a midsize sedan. I am your host, your quiz master of ceremonies, Dan O'Keefe, and joining me, as always, is our producer extraordinaire, the man behind the camera, or actually behind and to the side of the camera. Is it back now?
It's back now.
Oh, good. When Tom waved, he cut off my mic. Also joining us is a creature that bites us whenever we call it Bat Boy, so we have to call them Charty, our scorekeeper. Stay back, Charty. Stay back. We got another fun game of trivia for you today, and as you can tell by my shirt, I'm feeling a little fun, a little flirty, and a little goofy. But before we do that, let's go on to the rules. How do you play Fast Facts Live? Page. Did you see it? I hope you did. If you didn't, I'll cry. There are 30 seconds for each question in each round. They go by quick. There is a Hail question at the end, which is worth half of your total score. So if you get it right, you bump up your score by another half. If you get it wrong, no harm, no foul. Just a fun way to spice things up at the end. And you also have the ability to double or nothing your answer. If you think that you did so well in a category that you got all 5 questions correct. Send us double or nothing at the end of that category. And if you got them all right, congrats. You get 10 points instead of 5. But if you got even one of them wrong, you get nothing. 0. That's how it works. Now, to send in your answers, hopefully you've already sent in your team names. That would be very helpful. Charty would enjoy that. Please send in all your answers at the same time in the form that we have shown on the screen below. That way it makes it easier for Charty to keep track of your scores. It makes it so that we don't have any errors in scoring. And it makes it so you are able to go back and change your answer if later in the category it pops into your head that, oh, the answer's the Vega Boys. I couldn't realize that beforehand. Well, guess what? You still have a chance to go back and change it. It just makes it easier for everybody. And now, with all that legal jargon out of the way, I hear my voice coming from you, Tom, and that is terrifying. With all that legal jargon out of the way, let's move on to the first category. And that category is Actors Gone Musical. Oh, yes, we're talking about those actors whose heads get so inflated that they think, oh, they can do anything, like sing or host a game show, like me. Please make it stop. The first question. What Canadian rapper started from the bottom on the teen sitcom Degrassi: The Next Generation? You have 30 seconds. I was just informed that my goofy, flirty, fun lean over to the side didn't look good, so now I'm back to sitting up straight like a square. Question number 2. Which actor, known for his roles in My So-Called Life, Suicide Squad, and his Oscar-winning performance in Dallas Buyers Club, is the lead singer of the rock band 30 Seconds to Mars? You have 30 seconds. Ha! I didn't realize it was 30 Seconds to Mars and you had 30 seconds until I read, and I wrote this category too, so I do not put 1 and 2 together. Side note, Angie, don't send in your answers until the end of the category. Were you not listening to my spiel? What are you doing? Moving on to the next one. Jim Nabors sang before the Indianapolis 500 almost every year from 1972 to 2014, which coincidentally is when I was born and when I died. He was better known for playing what gas station attendant turned USMC private? You have 30 seconds. I also sing before the Indianapolis 500 every year, but it's the song that the caged bird sings. Question number 4. Germans love this man! What former Knight Rider and Baywatcher performed on top of the Berlin Wall on New Year's Eve in 1989? I'll repeat the question in German. Krakenflogen, Schakenflogen, Savada! 30 seconds. And now it's time for the final question in the Actors Gone Musical category. And that question is, Vincent LaGuardia Giambi sings Just For You is the first album from what diminutive, brooding actor known for his roles in Goodfellas and Home Alone? You have 30 seconds. And that is the end of our Actors Gone Musical category. If you think that you did really well in that category, well, guess what? Send us in your answers along with Double or Nothing if you think that you got all 5 right and you want to go and double up those points. Or if you're really crazy and you don't know if you got them all right, but you still want to go for it. Now, Tom, the man, the wizard, has a note for us.
Yes. I got a lot of I'm doing it again. I've gotten a lot of comments that like your voice is lagging behind your face, and the reason for that is we have slow internet.
Thanks, Spectrum.
So questions will still come at the right times. You'll still get the countdown at the right time. It's just your audio and your face. What's happening is they're still synced up, but your video is dropping frames because we have slow Wi-Fi for the moment. Mm-hmm. And until we move to new apartments and I can plug my computer into wired internet, we're going to have to deal with you having a glitchy face.
For one more week.
We'll get to that later. But okay. Just so you know, everything's timed up properly. It's just slow internet connection. We're going to have some choppy video, but everything will still be lined up, and the game is still fair. So
don't worry, everybody is equally as disadvantaged as you are. Nobody is doing better because they have... The problem is on our end with our internet. And for those of you who don't know, this is how I move and talk in real life. My body is naturally dropping frames. Scientists don't know what happened. They blame it on Charty, though. And now it's time to move on to our next category. And that category is Apocalypse Nam. All about the Vietnam War, which ended 45 years ago last week. Timely. Almost timely. We missed it, but it's timely enough. Question 1. During the Vietnam War, the U.S. Army used PBRs to patrol the Mekong, which stood for Patrol Boat, blank. What does the blank stand for? 30 seconds. Because we can't use copyrighted music, the music that Tom picked is, he says, great. I don't know. I didn't listen to it. But what we would have used, yes, he picked it. What we would have used if we could use copyrighted music would have been All Along the Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix, The End by The Doors, or Fortunate Son. That was the one. Fortunate Son by Creedence Clearwater Revival. Question number 2. What fiery substance was used extensively to burn the jungles of Vietnam? You have 30 seconds. That fiery substance is known as My Hair in the Summertime. Question number 3. What name did the U.S. use to casually refer to the communist forces in Vietnam? You know, real casual, like off the shoulder, off the cuff kind of talk. 30 seconds. I've been told that "Hey Buddy" is not a correct answer. Question number 4. Ho Chi Minh City used to be called what when it was the capital of South Vietnam? Ho Chi Minh City, what was it called? 30 seconds. I was just looking at the clues and I realized what the background is because I thought it was The Lord of the Rings at first. And I was like, how does that relate to this category? And the answer is, it doesn't. Category number 5. Category question number 5. The remains in the crypt for the Vietnam War at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier were removed in the late 90s when the soldier was identified and no longer unknown. What cemetery holds the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier? 30 seconds. And that is the end of our Vietnam War questions. If you think that you got all 5 of them correct, send in your answer with the double or nothing. But if you use the double or nothing on the first category, don't. You can only use it once. Otherwise, we will come to your house and cough on everything that is stainless steel. Just a brief further explanation about why the video and audio are so not synced up. Because so many more people are using the internet at home all the time, Spectrum has just lowered our internet speed. And the first week that we did this, we were up in the billions. I don't know how they measure it, but now we're down in the low numbers, which
Yeah.
is not what you want.
I was looking at a graph of like how our internet speed has changed over time, and like second week of April it plummeted. So now we're working off of next to nothing.
Yes. So if you want to donate us your internet speed, email it to us at chartyiscomingforyou, so hide all your beans at gmail.com.
No, it's at sbcglobal.net.
.net. Yes, it's at hotmail.gmail. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back after this with the answers for our first 2 rounds and more Fast Facts Live, so stay tuned. Hey folks, welcome back to Fast Facts Live, a brief housekeeping update for the future. Next week will be our season finale of the first season of Fast Facts Live, and we are going out with a bang by reliving everybody's favorite part of high school, tests. That's right. Next week, it will be all about AP tests because the AP tests will be going on in high schools. Well, not in high schools, but for high school students all around the United States. And you know what that means. We need to live their pain. So we will have questions about AP History, AP Gov, the other ones that people... I don't know. I took
And it
AP
won't be as
Psych.
hard.
It will not be as hard as the actual AP test because we're not giving you as much time as they have to study. And after that, we will be taking a break and we will be changing studios. That's right. Our budget got increased from $0 to $0, but our location is changing either way. So we don't know what our studio will look like when we come back in, let's say, 2 weeks' time. No, it will be 3 weeks' time because
We're
we're
still
doing...
coming back next week.
Yes,
One
we're
more show
coming back
next
next week. Play next week. We're not going to be the week after. So next week is the 13th. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. We will be here on the 13th, not on the 20th, but on the 27th, we will be back with more Fast Facts Live.
With a better internet connection.
With a better internet connection. I'll probably have even more hair. Charty may have gained the ability to squawk. I don't know. There's so much in store for us in the future. Keep playing. We're going to go through the answers for the first 2 rounds. I'm done giving my spiel. Let's just get into it. The answers for round 1, Actors Gone Musical. First question was, what Canadian rapper started from the bottom on the teen sitcom Degrassi, The Next Generation? He was in a wheelchair, and one of the most dramatic scenes was when he fell out of his wheelchair. It was Drake. Drizzy. He started from the bottom. Not really. Question number 2, what actor known for his roles in My So-Called Life, Suicide Squad, and Dallas Buyers Club is the lead singer of 30 Seconds to Mars? That man is, of course, fashion icon Jared Leto. He's Djoka, baby. Question number 3, Jim Nabors sang before the Indy 500 almost every year from 1972 to 2014. He's better known for playing what gas station attendant turned USMC private that is in the title, in the name, Gomer Pyle USMC, which almost could have gone in our Vietnam category because it was happening at the same time, although it never mentioned the Vietnam War. Question number 4. Germans loves this man. What former Knight Rider and Baywatcher performed on top of the Berlin Wall in New Year's Eve in 1989? That answer is, of course, David Hasselhoff. Yeah, if you can name a single song that David Hasselhoff sings, let us know, because we, for the life of us, cannot figure out anything. We only know him from the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Question number 5. Vincent LaGuardia Giambi Sings Just For You is the first album from what diminutive, brooding actor known for his roles in Goodfellas and Home Alone? When I originally wrote this category, I wrote first and thankfully only. However, while doing my research, I found out this is not his only album. He had a new album come out in 2019. This man is Joe Pesci. Why does Joe Pesci have an album entirely in character as My Cousin Vinny? Who thought that was a good idea? I don't know. Anyway, moving on to round 2, the answers for Apocalypse Nam. During the Vietnam War, the U.S. Army used PBRs, Pabst Blue Ribbon, to patrol the Mekong, which stood for Patrol Boat River. Obviously, the U.S. Army did not take AP Grammar. Question number 2. What fiery substance was used extensively to burn the jungles of Vietnam? It is not Agent Orange, it is napalm. And that was our clue that we put out on social media earlier this week because, the general loves the smell of napalm in the morning. Question number 3. What name did the U.S. use to casually, real casual-like, refer to the communist forces in Vietnam? That was, of course, Charlie, not Charty. Question number 4. Ho Chi Minh City used to be the capital. It was the capital. It still is the capital. It used to be known as what when it was the capital of South Vietnam?
It's not still the capital.
It's not still the capital?
Hanoi is the capital. Damn.
You
Know
learn
your
something.
world
You learn
capitals.
something new every day. It was called Saigon. Chardy, stop waving your talon. I know that I have to keep going. Question number 5. The remains in the crypt of the Vietnam War at the tomb of the unknown soldier were removed in the late 90s when the soldier was identified. What cemetery was that in? And that was, and still is, of course, Arlington National Cemetery.
You want to know the cemetery he's now buried in?
I do.
It's Jefferson Barracks in St. Louis, Missouri.
How do you know that?
Because he went to my high school. And my
Interesting.
AP US history teacher taught me that.
He should play next week.
He should play. No, he shouldn't.
As we move on to category number 3. And this category is Raise the Roof, which means, of course, this category is about roofs. Roofs, not roofs. I looked this up. Roofs is incorrect. It's roofs. So if you ever hear somebody say, oh, look at all those roofs in the neighborhood, punch them. And the first question is, a roof was proposed for the Truman Sports Complex in Kansas City that could roll over to either Kauffman Stadium or what other stadium, home of the Kansas City Chiefs? You have 30 seconds. Our sources have recently told us that David Hasselhoff sings a cover of Hooked on a Feelin' by Blue Swede, and apparently the music video is great, in their words, so. In case you didn't know that, now you know. Question number 2, in roofs. The world's largest unreinforced concrete dome tops what historic structure in Rome? 30 seconds. Structure is, of course, Alexander the Great's historic, world's biggest pizza oven and truck stop. Question number 3. An iconic giant plastic dome, originally the Millennium Dome and now called the O2, was the busiest music arena in the world in terms of ticket sales as of 2017. What city is it located in? 30 seconds. The Millennium Dome, that old hunk of junk? That was a poorly... I realized that we didn't have a Star Wars category either last week or this week. And,
Yeah, we should have done that.
and 2 days ago was the Star Wars Day.
And yesterday was Cinco de Mayo, and we don't have anything related to that.
We don't look at the calendar. We don't plan this at all.
We've got the Vietnam category a week after it ends.
We're really on time if you're a week late like we are. Question number 4. In 1968, the 1968 Chevy Corvette was the first U.S.-built car to feature this type of roof, which comes off, which comes off in 2 pieces. You have 30 seconds. If you have a chainsaw, any car roof can come off in 2 pieces, or 1. And the last question in our roofs category. After years of playing under the sweltering Texas heat, the MLB's Rangers have finished building Globe Life Field, which is a replacement for Globe Life Stadium, with a retractable roof in what city? 30 seconds. I was corrected. I said it was Globe Life Stadium. No, 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 no. It's Globe Life Park. Was that it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's Globe Life Park,
GLP.
which they turned into an XFL stadium,
That turned out well.
but now the XFL is no longer in business. So,
FC Dallas plays there.
oh, would you look at that?
Yeah.
FC Dallas.
They play there.
Franco Colombo Dallas.
That's the name.
Moving on to the next category. Now that we're done jibber jabbering and gibber gabbering and schlabberlabbering away. That was my German. This category is Name That Band. That's right. I got lazy, Googled 5 random bands, and pulled the first picture off of Google Images. Don't quote me on that. It might have been the second image if the first one was too spooky. In this category, I will barely talk during it. I would just say when the 30 seconds is up. So anyway, here's the first band. You have 30 seconds. What a band those folks are. Question number 2, 30 seconds. Yeah, that's it. That's my whole thing for this question number 3. Now for the easiest one in this category, band number 4. That was a gimme for all of you, wasn't it? Anyway, last one, band number 5. And like a hurricane flying over Kansas, that is the end of Category 4. And with that, we are going to our second break. We will be back in a little bit with our final category, the answers to our previous 2 categories, and our Hail Mary question. So go long, but not too long, because we'll be right back. And we are back from our self-imposed exile. What's funny is that as our shows have gotten faster and faster, our internet has gotten slower and slower. It's like an inverse graph. I didn't take AP math. Anyways. The answers for rounds 3 and 4. First up, round 3, raise the roof. Raise it like a child because it's growing. A roof was proposed for the Truman Sports Complex in Kansas City that could roll over Kauffman Stadium, where the Royals play, or what stadium where the Chiefs play, and that is fitting of the name Arrowhead Stadium. Question number 2. The world's largest unreinforced concrete dome tops what historic structure in Rome? I was going to say a bald man with a large head, but no! It is the Pantheon. Not the Parthenon, the Pantheon. And not the pants are on, the Pantheon. Number 3, an iconic giant plastic dome, originally the Millennium Dome and now called the O2, was the busiest music arena in the world in terms of sales of 2017. What city is it located in? That is in London, England, not the city of London, England, which is within the city limits of London, England.
Dan, we're going to use that for a question later.
Well, I hope you remember that.
At a different game, not this game.
In a different game. No, I'm not giving away answers. If we were, then just remember. Just keep notes. Take notes. Take notes. This is not open book, though. And number 4, the 1968 Chevy Corvette was the first U.S.-built car to feature this type of roof, which comes off in 2 pieces. And that is, of course, the T-top. I prefer to call it the... Oh, I forgot the joke that... What? Oh, my gosh. I was going to... What's the candy that you break off?
A Kit Kat?
Kit Kat. I was going to call it a Kit Kat roof, and that joke didn't work because I forgot what the name of it was. The stress is getting to me. Anyway, question number 5. After years of playing under the sweltering Texas heat, the MLB's Rangers have finished building Globe Life Field with a retractable roof. In what city? I hope you didn't say Dallas. Because it's Arlington. If you said Dallas, we had this issue before. It's Arlington, Texas, not Dallas, Texas. They are 2 different cities, like how Las Vegas and Paradise, Nevada are 2 different cities. Even though everybody calls the main part that everybody goes to in Paradise the Las Vegas Strip.
That's just us being mean.
Yes. We are evil. If you have any complaints, please send them to oh no, Chardy got hold of the blender and has learned how to make a weapon at sbcglobal.net. And those are the answers for question 3. And for round 4, the answers for Name That Band. I will tell you why the one band was in here at the end. Anyways, first band, look at all these well-toothed men. That is, of course, the Bee Gees. Who are these punk rockers? The background might have actually given you a hint. It's green. What day is it? Doesn't matter. It's Green Day. Band number 3. What a bunch of hooligans. What a bunch of grunge heads. I bet they smell like Teen Spirit. They do. That is Nirvana, the only band that I could name all the members for. This band is, of course, the one that we all know. It's like it's on there, like how in North Korea they have a picture of Kim Jong-un in every room. We have a picture of them in every room. That is Imagine Dragons. And last but not least, who are these 5 men? That is the Eagles. Now, Imagine Dragons. I put that in there as a test. Not a normal quiz test, but as a test to see, does anybody know who Imagine Dragons are? They are the biggest modern rock band around today. They're the most popular rock band. They're like the only rock band that gets radio play outside of maybe 21 Pilots. And nobody can name who they are. If you got it right, I'm very proud of you. You are in the slight minority. I Googled Imagine Dragons and I didn't know if that was a correct picture of the band. And it was only pictures of the band, but they're so plain and boring that I didn't know. And I have a feeling a lot of you were in the same boat as me. I don't know. I don't see the answers. I don't see the scores until the end. Anyways, it's time for our last category. That is, of course, Mary Poppins' grab bag toss-up category. Everyone's favorite category. And as is tradition, what is a group of frogs called? The frogs. Frogs! Question number 2. Who are the boys entering anarchistic states towards inner excellence? Who are they? 30 seconds. Question number 3. This is a true or false question. If you answer anything other than true or false, Charty will take that blender that they have weaponized and bring it to your home. Anyways, portions of the interstate highway system in the United States are designed to be emergency runways for the U.S. military forces in case of war. True or false? 30 seconds. Time to move on to question number 4. The United States Amundsen-Scott Station is located specifically at what spot on the planet? 30 seconds. The Amundsen-Scott Station, localized entirely in your kitchen? And the last one. With no other sports on due to COVID-19, ESPN has begun airing KBO games from South Korea since they resumed playing what sport? You have 30 seconds. And that is the end of our grab bag. Fun facts. I forgot what the name is.
Toss up.
Toss up. Toss up category. As you can tell, I prepared a lot. Send in your answers to Charty if you want to do double or nothing because you haven't done it yet. I mean, you don't have to do it. But if you want to do it now, go ahead. Now's your shot. Now's your chance. Stalling a little bit because we're not going to go to a break before we go to a Hail Mary question. I just want to give everybody a little chance to take a deep breath.
Make sure they get their answers in.
Make sure you get your answers in. Think about the past, the present, the future. Write letters to Spectrum telling them to speed up our internet.
I'm imagining this on like a 10-second delay, and like you're just sitting here,
I'm just.
and then your voice comes like it doesn't match up
Nothing is.
because the audio travels quicker than the video.
Isn't it fun? Isn't
It's
it?
great.
This wacky, wild, crazy world that we live in. It's so fun. I think that's. Oh, I'm peeling. I got really sunburnt over the weekend because I biked on the outside world, and it was sunny. And my body is not made for sun. My body is made for potatoes in the clouds. So just looking at a microwave gets me sunburnt, let alone being in the sun for 4 hours. Whew! It's starting to peel. Follow us on Facebook, and you'll see very close-up pictures of my peelings. No, I've been told that is illegal. Anyways, it's time to go to our Hail Mary question. How does this work? This question is worth 50% of your score, but only in the positive. There is no penalty for guessing. If you get this right, you get 50% of your score added on. You had 12, you get 6 points added on, giving you 18. You had 12, you get it wrong, you still have 12 points. If you had 0 points and you get it right, we'll give you 5. I don't know. This hasn't happened before. I don't know how you would. Usually if you have 0, it means you dropped out. But you know what? I'm instituting that rule, even though I have no power here. Anyways, our Hail Mary question for you all is, what person whose work most would recognize instantly has been nominated for 52 Academy Awards, the most of any living person? You have 30 seconds. Hit me with your best shot. And that is the end of our Hail Mary question, which brings us to the end of all the rounds of Fast Facts Live. But don't worry, we're not done yet. We got a little bit more for you to go. I got a bass, so I'm trying to become like an 80s hair metal band singer, so I'm practicing my voice with that. We got a little more to go tonight. How's everybody doing in Kansas City?
You sound like Jack Black in School of Rock.
Charty has learned human emotion and is shaking their head vigorously in pain. So don't go anywhere. We'll come back with the answers to our final round, our Hail Mary question, and our final score to see who will take away the coveted Certificate of Champiosity for this week. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the end of this game of Fast Facts Live. And we're back. Oh my God, what's in my lap? It's so warm. That's for later. Before we do that, let's go over the score. I didn't mean to say scores. Let's go over the answers for the last round. And that round was toss up. First question was, what's a group of frogs called? The chemtrails have turned the frogs into an army. If you ever see an army of frogs coming towards you, run. Number 2, who are the boys entering anarchistic states towards inner excellence? Another way to word that are, who are the boys entering? Those are supposed to be 3 different people, because the answer is, of course, the Beastie Boys. Question number 3, true or false, portions of the interstate highway system in the U.S. are designed to be emergency runways for U.S. military. In case of war, that is false. That is an urban legend. There is no such requirement. That would make building the highway through mountain areas pretty much impossible. So, no, not true. Number 4, the United States Amundsen Scott Station is located specifically at what spot on the planet? My forehead. No, it is the South Pole. And finally, with no other sports on due to COVID-19, ESPN has begun airing KBO games from South Korea since they resumed playing what sport? That sport is, of course, a baseball. And they have some crazy mascots. They are just insane. I haven't watched any of it, but this is what Twitter tells me. Anyways, and now the Hail Mary question. The question was, what person whose work most would recognize instantly has been nominated for 52 Oscars, the most of any living person? That answer is, of course, the composer, John Williams, known for composing the scores to Jaws, Indiana Jones, Superman, and Jurassic Park, and, obviously, Star Wars. He has been nominated 52 times. The only other person who's been nominated more than him is not Audrey Hepburn. It is Walter Elias Disney. That's his full name. That is his name. He's been nominated 57 times. And now with that, it's time to go to our scores. And we obviously do not have a sexy graphic like we do for the rest of it. Instead, we have this warm laptop on my lap, which just loses battery so quickly. Anyways, let's go over the scores. Starting from bottom and going to the top. Gam Pops. Sorry, nothing. Goose egg. Small Italian, coming in strong with 6 points. Next up, Special Agent Dale Cooper, 10 points. Also tied at 10 points, Mama Bear. 11 points. It says OPE. I'm going to refer to it as OPE. They have 11 points. Iglesias coming in strong with 12. Tied with 14 points are Rizzo Fangirls and Brass Monkey 20, who better have gotten the Beastie Boys question. Drawing a Blank has 15 points. Kathy and Kathy Jr. have 16 points. Former champions, the Texas Tornadoes, have 17 points. Also with 17 points, we have the Goats and the Cullowins. Former champions, the Quiz Cats, came in with 18 points. Ew, David has 20 points. The California Cool Guys also have 20 points. The Murder Hornets have landed in America, and they have 23 points. Slightly above them, why did you write a tongue twister for your name? Simply Smitten Mutton Mitten has 23.5 points. The original O''K, who I assume are my parents, they have 26 points, coming in 4th place. Ken Jennings came in 3rd place, so he's not the greatest of all time. Not today, he's not. He has 27 points. Oh, good! The Ronoids it says positively negative. But the Ronoids, our former champions, they came in 2nd place with 32 points, but they came in 1st place in our hearts because they're not sick anymore, and that's good. And in 1st place with a grand total of 33.5 points, having gotten double or nothing in the category and the Hail Mary question correct, they are Charty's Lovers. Congratulations, Charty's Lovers. Charty is flapping their wings and creating a minor hurricane in this room just for you. Congratulations on your win in this week's edition of Fast Facts Live. Thank you to everyone for putting up with our technical issues and our frame dropping and our audio not being in sync. We promise you it is a streaming issue. It is not an issue on your end. It is an issue on our end. We are coming up with a way to fix it, which probably means stringing a wire out the window into the apartment below, in through that window, and plugging it into the router itself, because we run a high-tech business here. Thank you to everybody for playing. Who won? Oh, Chartie's Lovers, you will be sent your certificate of champiosity. It is something to look forward to, let me tell you. And you may even get it this week, if I actually make it this week. Thank you to Tom for producing the show and being the brains and the brawn behind this operation. Thank you to Chartie for keeping track of the score and choosing not to eat us tonight, but maybe soon, because, again, they weaponized a blender and they don't sleep. We do. Yes, thank you for playing Fast Facts Live. Come back again next week for our season finale, where we will be doing our AP test. But it's not a full AP test because we don't have the essay portion. Come back for that.
Yes, we do.
We do?
Yeah.